We just walk past each other every day without saying hi. So, one day, I decided to try something. I didn't have anything clever to say, so I just smiled at her when I walked by. She looked surprised, but then she smiled back. After that, we started saying hi. Then, having a small relax. Let's rethink this. The mood changed. Immediately. It eased the atmosphere and made everyone comfortable again. So, in conclusion, a smile can show empathy, respect, and friendliness. It can make someone's day without costing you anything. Because a smile is like magic. It's free, it's easy, and it's so powerful. Let us try to smile a little more often. Well, ladies and gentlemen, try to look left and right. Smile at everyone you see. See how it changes the energy around you. How it makes you feel better too. Happiness isn't just about big moments. It's about small things, such as smile. Because one smile can change a mood, a day, or maybe even a life. And that's the power of a smile. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for your wonderful speech. Now let's have one of our judges to give feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Miss Fiorentina.
Wow, Francisca, the power of smile. Well, my very first impression about you is how expressive you are, from the intonations, the hand gestures. So you're really putting your whole effort to be all out on the stage. So it's something which is very nice that I see you, since this is your first real stage. Something that I can tell is that you're also having this engagement towards us, in which you also interact with asking us to see each other right there. The moments when you tell the whole story with the personal story you're giving, and then it's like basically you're like motivating us as well, encouraging us to give a smile, and then at the end you did it, like calling us to do that. Well, for the whole delivery of the speech, it's very well delivered, but you can actually maximize by not over explaining it again after you call us to do the call to action. Because just now when you already tell us to let's see each other, it's already hooked. Like you have wrapped it very nicely in there, and you can directly close it by saying, so everyone, that's the power of smile. Or you can just simply say, so everyone, let's smile every day. And then close, done. So don't over explain anymore, because the message is already very well delivered. Okay? Just one thing for additional, just now when you deliver the speech in the opening as well, or you can lower the tense as well, because it's more like you want to give some encouragement, the motivation, but you can also like soften it down by putting a smile as well. Overall, very well done for your first real stage.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fiorentina. I believe your feedback will be very useful. Now, Francisca, you may have a seat. That was easy. Now, before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence. Winston, have you ever played basketball?
Yes, I've actually ever played basketball, and currently I'm playing it right now, but not really like I used to.
Oh, okay, it's fine. That's a great answer. But I'm so curious why basketball teaches our fifth speaker about life. He's someone from the class of Atlanta. Now, without further ado, let us welcome Fatiarka Wiyanika on the stage.
Fati Arkan Wiyanika, basketball teaches me about life. Basketball teaches me about life. Fati Arkan Wiyanika. Your time is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause for Fati Arkan Wiyanika.
Basketball has taught me a lot about myself. Basketball has been a huge part of my life. Even I've never competed in a big tournament. I started playing it with friends in the neighborhood, and it quickly became my favorite sport. I love how simple the game is. Just a ball, a hoop, and some friends. And it's a great way to clear my head and get some exercise. Plus, it's a lot of fun. Whether we're just playing a big game or just shooting hoops, basketball always puts me in a good. Playing basketball has taught me a lot about myself. Even and also I've learned to keep trying even when I'm not good at something. And it's also helped me to appreciate the value of teamwork and supporting others. And I've met some amazing friends through basketball. We have shared some laughs and memories that I will always remember. And basketball also taught me to appreciate the little things, like the sound of the ball bouncing on the court, the feeling of making a perfect shot, and the excitement of a fast break. It's all the part of the experience. For me, basketball is not just about winning or losing. It's about have fun, enjoy the game, and people around me. It's a way to stay active, have fun, and feel connected. That's how it makes it so special. But as I look back, I realized that basketball has given me so much more than just a way to stay active. It's given me a community, a sense of belonging, and the way to make a difference in people's lives. And for that, I will always be grateful. And I want to share a bit of my experience when my first time to join the basketball club. So on that time, I was 7th grade. So that's like 1 year ago. At that time, because I'm a new member of me, that I have to always pass me the ball. I think it's said to me that like that because I'm a new member, so it thinks that I'm not good at playing basketball. So, and there's some text that our coach gave to us, like how to pass a basketball properly and inside of passing the basketball, like overhead pass, chest pass, and the bounce pass. And the other text like layup, free throw, and 3-point. And I've also learned that basketball is not game. It's not just the game itself. Sorry. If there you want to try basketball, just try it. Never too late to start. And who knows, maybe you just find your passion. So I'm Fatih. Thank you for listening to my speech. Thank you.
What an amazing speech, Fatih. Now, you may be seated. First because I would like to call Lieutenant General Aaron Godwin Samara to evaluate Fatih. Let us welcome Lieutenant General Aaron.
I think MC should explain the projects as well because Fatih sitting down. Jadi di sini Fatih duduk, kebetulan Lieutenant General ini projectnya adalah mengevaluasi ya para orang tua, mungkin sekedar tambahan informasi. Nanti akan giving back to the trainer. Thank you.
Fatih, when you were walking to the stage, I did not see a private. What I saw is a future promising professional public speaker. When I was a private, I did not choose such deep and inspirational thought. What was my first speech when I was a private? KFC. And I remember that time it was online class, and I was just full reading. I did not memorize anything. I had a whole paper beside me, and I was just reading. And thank God Miss Lisa didn't catch me, so I passed. Now, to try to upgrade your speech, I know something that I believe everybody here should try to apply, try to implement, which is smiling at what Francesca said in her speech. Try to smile more. Fatih, when you're walking to the stage, I saw that you weren't smiling. Smiling is very important. Smiling not only hides your nervousness, it shows that you're confident. Now, you think that I'm confident? No. But instead, I smile. And when I smile, all of my nervousness will be gone. So maybe, Fatih, when on your next speech, maybe try to smile. Because facial expressions is very, very important. And one more thing, try not memorize. Memorizing can be very hard when it is your first real stage. That is what I learned on my first real stage. Now, after my first real stage, I decided to try a new technique, which is by making key points. It's also applied to every speaker here. If you are memorizing your speech, it will be very, very hard when you are on the stage for the first time, especially on a real stage. So maybe try making key points, making short keys of parts in your speech that you can elaborate in your speech. But I believe that is everything. I hope shine in the future, Fatih. And please smile more. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron, for the evaluation. Now you may be seated. Now let us welcome back Fatih to the stage. Fatih. Now let's have one of our judges here to give feedback to Fatih. Let us welcome our judge, Miss Lisa Chang.
Okay. Hi, Fatih. Yes. Just now, Aaron has mentioned some part already. Then the first evaluations from the evaluator. Now it's my turn. Well, Fatih, if you ask me just now when MC mentioning about your speech title, it's because I always love the words of life. Do you know? Because your speech title, basketball, teaches me about life. This is the thing that I'm waiting for, what you're going to talk about. And then thank you so much. Today you did it very well to remind us that how powerful that when a friend give you a courage, your teacher give you a courage at the end, that you realize that the basketball teach you about life. You, the teachers might be things are very simple actions, but you take it as a life lesson. So thank you for reminding us. You did a very good job for this part. Fatih, I see a great potential in you in delivering a story. When it comes out to tell your own experience, you look more relaxed. Don't you think so? Is it? But in the openings, you try a bit like to memorize it. But just now our evaluator mentions, but Miss Lisa give you a clue. Whatever the things that you has been prepared and the words that you plan to explain to us, the persons that know is only you. For example, just now in the beginning, you start to open the basketball. It's give me a big what? A big blah blah blah. After that, you said sorry. You continue to change it to huge improvements, right? The huge improvement. That is the things that you change it. I'm giving you tips. We don't know actually the word, the statement that you have planned to tell us. Is it? So if you mention those first statements, we also will believe and trust you. So next time, one of the things is understanding your speech. If there is something, the word that it's wrong, you may change the word like this. Basketball, it's giving me a lot of life lessons. Kayaknya salah ya, bukan itu. Maybe you think you want to change it. I mean, not only a life lessons, but it's also give me, for example, a practical things that I can apply in my school, my family. You get my point? You change it to I mean rather than you use sorry. Understand? So if you pay attention, that is also can use for not only speech. So the audience, they do not realize something making mistake, but they realize one. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's only you know it. So we will understand it more. But if can, do not use I mean as well. So understanding your speech, it helps you. Okay? I'm waiting for your next speech. Thank you for reminding me. It's a very nice story about a basketball. Let's say thanks to your basketball teacher after this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Lisa, for the feedback. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for Fatih Arkan Lisa. Fatih, you may ring the bell. And don't forget to say that was easy. That was easy. Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence.
Yes.
Our sixth speaker is someone from the class of Doyle. But one question, Celestia. What do you think about the pollution around us?
I think pollution is a serious problem, right? Because it can harm our health, animal, even our earth.
Yes, I can relate to you with that answer. Now, let us welcome Kaden, Etienne, Halim on the stage.
Jaden, Aiden, Halim, why pollution is a big problem? Why pollution is a big problem? Jaden, Aiden, Halim. The stage is yours. The timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck.
Imagine waking up one morning and stepping outside. The sky isn't blue. It's covered in thick gray haze. On your way to school, you step on piles of trash on the sidewalk. And when it rains, the water flowing by the street looks dark instead of clear. For many people around the world, this is an imagination. This is the life. And if you don't pay attention, it could be ours too. My name is Sheehan, and I'm an 8th grader. And when I'm not in class, you usually find me on the basketball court. Basketball has taught me something important, that if you ignore a problem on the court, you lose the game. And pollution, that is a problem we can't afford to ignore. Today, I would like to talk about pollution, what it is, how it affects us, and what we can do to stop it. Pollution happens when harmful substances enter our environment and makes it unsafe for the people, animals, and nature. It affects the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the land we depend on. What makes pollution dangerous is that it often comes from normal everyday actions, things we barely notice. Look up and you see one form of pollution in the air. Car exhaust, factory smoke, or burning trash fill the sky with harmful gases. This creates smoke. It makes breathing harder, especially for the children, elderly, and people who have asthma. Now, think about water. Plastic waste, sewage, chemicals flow into rivers, lakes, and oceans. Sea animals mistake plastic for food. Coral reefs are damaged. And polluted water makes people seriously ill. Then, there's pollution beneath our feet. Littering, overflowing landfills, and improper waste disposal contaminate the soil. A polluted planet means fuel. When the land is polluted, plants struggle to grow, and harmful substances move into the food chain. Different forms, but one shared problem. Pollution doesn't stay in the environment, it comes back to affect us. Dirty air leads to asthma and long-term lung damage. Polluted water spreads disease. Constant noise and artificial light increase our stress and disrupt our sleep. Even when we don't see it, pollution affects our bodies every single day. Wildlife suffers too. Animals get tangled in plastic, fish die in polluted water, and birds lose their natural habitats. When ecosystems are damaged, entire species are pushed towards extinction. And the impact doesn't stop there. A polluted planet means fewer clean resources, extra cleanup costs, and environmental disasters waiting to happen. If nothing changes, future generations, including us, will be forced to live with damage. However, here's the good news. Pollution is caused by people, which means people can reduce it. Change can start with simple daily habits, using reusable bags or bottles, recycling properly, and not littering. These things may seem small, but if repeated by millions, they matter. Change can also happen when communities get involved. Cleanup activities, school recycling programs, and using single-use plastic These things create visible impact and inspire other people to care. Change can also happen when leaders take actions. Stricter environmental rules, better waste management, and using renewable energy like solar and wind can protect our planet, especially when young people speak up and demand it. Basketball has taught me that winning.
You may go back to your seat, and I would like to call you may go back to your seat, and I would like to call Lieutenant General Justin to deliver an evaluation.
Wow, congratulations to Jaden! Wow, Jaden, this is your first real stage, right? How do you feel? Wow, you really, because you finished your speech already. That's amazing, because your speech is truly amazing. First of all, you have started with a great opening. Your opening has truly opened the eyes of our own audience over here to make sure that pollution is something we need to solve. Next, you also practice good hand gestures and vocal dynamics. When I see your hand gestures are wide, that is very good, especially you are starting to get into public speaking. And then your vocal dynamics are truly amazing. When I first heard speech, I also thought, wow, your vocal dynamics really, really good. Really represents someone who has an amazing potential in public speaking. And then next, you also deliver a very good content. Pollution is truly one of the things we need to solve in this world. And by you speaking it about that, you have opened everyone's eyes about pollution and make sure that each and everyone knows that pollution is one of the biggest global crises in the world. Now, to step up your game further, I'd like to give you some challenge. First of all, you can improve your pace. When I saw you on stage, I tend to see your stage is a bit too fast, especially talking about trying to inspire people to care about the environment. It is better if you slow down your pace just a bit to make sure that everyone gets your message. Also, you can explore the stage even more. The stage over here is very wide. Make sure that you can emphasize key points by moving to the stage. For example, you want to emphasize bad things about pollution, you can move here. If you want to emphasize how to solve pollution, you can move over here. Overall, Jaden, you did an amazing job, especially for your first real stage. I can't wait to see you in future real stages. Thank you.
Now we would like to call back Jaden to the stage.
And now I would like to call one of our judges, Miss Fiorentina, to give some evaluation to Jaden.
Wow, Jaden. All right. Well, Jaden, I think that you did practice a lot for this, like really putting a lot of efforts, because for going to this real stage, I'm the one that giving you that form for basically passing it. And this speech, it's really well crafted from the opening, from the content, yeah, how you give the whole story itself, and then the insight about this pollution is really a big problem. And you did giving us the tips, what should we actually do in here. So very well done. I think this is a very rich kind of content that you have delivered, and the one that I heard from you so far. Well, from the way how you deliver this speech, you have this very good control in a way that you know when to actually stop, and then making this clear pronunciation itself. So it's easy for audiences to understand what you would like to deliver and tell us in here. Something that you have to remember is the control at the end as well. When you close the message, it's important to have the right pacing as well. Because when it's almost the end, you start to rush. Basically, strengthen the message again by really controlling the pace and then shorten the message. Just now when you tell it, can you repeat the last statement of your message itself?
Each of us takes one small step today. Together we can create a cleaner, healthier planet for tomorrow.
Can we shorten it? Let's make a call to action. Example, let's save this earth. But just that one short statement. Or you can say, let's care for our Mother Earth. But just as short as that. Okay? So you can simplify that and then tell it with more powerful and pressure in the intonations. Okay? So that's one of the tasks that later on when you're in sergeant, you've got to do that. Okay? Overall, this is such an amazing performance for your first real stage. Can we give a big round of applause for Caden?
Thank you very much, Miss Fiorentina. Now, Caden, you may go back to your seat and please ring the bell. Say,
That was easy.
Now, before we go on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence. Winston, what are you made of?
That's a weird question, I can tell. I am made of a few elements such as oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen, just like everyone here. And along with trace minerals, there are so many much more. I think the next speaker will be talking about our human body related to science.
Okay, that's nice. Well, this topic is making me wondering. So without further ado, let us welcome Jessica Sharon on the stage.
Jessica Sharon, what are you made of? What are you made of? Jessica Sharon. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause for Jessica Sharon.
What was I made for? A question that sounds simple, but turns out it can be a deep reflection. This song comes from Billie Eilish. This song not just teaches us about a dreams, achievement, but it teaches us about feeling confused and having a curiosity about what was I made for. When we live in this world, fast, digital, we can see people activity through social media. We can see people living their life, achievement, dreams. And because of that, we questioning ourselves. Am I felt behind? Or am I good enough? We start to compare ourselves. And the point of it is, living in this world doesn't always mean you found your answer. Living in this world doesn't always mean you have to be the top of the world. But what truly matters is you're still searching for it and be honest with yourself. When I was a little girl,
Work today is broken. Every day, people
I
jump
felt like a big insecurity hit me. It really pushed me inside me, I always wanted to be loved. And the only way that people should love me is when I make them proud. Because of that, I really need validation to achieve anything. I really need ambition. I really want to be somebody else to achieve my dreams because I'm hating myself. And I thought when I'm getting older, people would love me too. But in this reality, I'm 16 now. I already faced the reality. Many people down, hating me for no reason. And that makes me realize one point of this, which is the only person that will stick forever with you is only yourself. And I don't need any validation. I don't need any ambition or to be somebody else to achieve my dreams. When I thought, oh, I should make everyone proud so I can get the love. But there's one point I realized that I should love myself first, then I can love everyone so I can get the love. Maybe back then, my purpose in life is to make everyone happy, everyone proud. I know, maybe I just live for living my moments that keep me alive. For example, laughing with my friend, tell them a joke, playing with my cats, the moments that keep me alive. Maybe some of you feel this strain, but I promise soon you will find your own answer. Of course, the answer is not always to become the doctor, lawyer, government. Maybe the answer is just living your moments. Moments that keep you alive. Moments that change your loveliness, not emptiness. And the question is, Jessica, why would you pick this topic? And my answer is, many of us, young generation, felt a deep depression. What is the main reason of it? Because we forgot how to be ourselves. We forgot that we live for ourselves, not to make everyone happy, but to make our life happy. And what is the main reason that I proudly say to you guys? Because when there's a million people out there, but God only made one, Jessica Sharon, come to this world with her own specific smile, specific laugh, specific jokes. And I don't need to be somebody else to achieve my dreams. Maybe you don't have your grand purpose yet, but I promise you will find it later. But first, there's one step, which is love yourself, and the answer to what was I made for? We'll find it.
Wow, that was so sad, but it was so amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my God, look at me, Lisa now. So let's have our one of the judges, Miss Lisa, to evaluate Jessica.
Wow, Jessica. Okay, I'm speechless. When the first time I noticed that you are finishing your surgeon level, which your objective is learn to integrate the media or tools effectively without losing engagement. And then you choose to using the music. As a counselor that meets so many youngsters, like your ages, then the topic is really related to me myself. Because I meet so many clients, sometimes got the problem with this. The things make me cry is not because I just feel very proud. 16 years old, youngsters like you have this mindset, the growth mindset. This is the thing that make me very happy. So this is a happiness cry. It's just like finally it has been so long times, sometimes that people forget and losing for themselves. You bring this topic is really give a very nice idea to all teenagers. And Jessica, I try just not to close my eyes to listen to your, not story only, but you have a very nice, what we call as the voice. Do you ever play Spotify? Spotify, do you know Spotify? Okay. Do you ever heard any podcast?
Yeah.
Yes. You have those potential. Try to dig more to find out more, because when it's just like listen to your sound and with the music, you can bring people deep into the story. Who knows? This is one of the things that hidden gem in yourself. Then giving more spirit and motivations to all youngsters to understand themselves. So thank you so much. I don't know what I'm giving you any input, maybe one. Just now your music suddenly have advertisement, and then you suddenly change your. Actually, I'm going to dig. Then suddenly you're like, Then just try to control that, okay? But the others, from the content, the delivery, you rock the stage. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lisa, for the evaluation. Jessica, you may ring the bell and say,
That was easy.
everyone, let's give a big round of applause for Jessica Sharon.
Now, before we move on to the next speaker, we would like to have 1 minute of silence.
Our eighth speaker is someone from the class of Athens. But before that, let me ask you one question, Celestia. What do you think about our body, thoughts, and our life?
I think our body lets us live, our thoughts guide us, but our life is for growing.
Whoa, that's a good point. I can relate to that. Now, let us welcome Diandra Ezra Nauli Simatupang on the stage.
Diandra Ezra Nauli Simatupang, a body, a thought, a life. A body, a thought, a life. Diandra Ezra Nauli Simatupang. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. This stage is yours. Good luck. Everyone, let's give a round of applause for Surgeon Diandra.
What pops up on your mind when you see these two women? Well, most common people will notice the outside first. The way someone stands, the way they look, or the way they present themselves. But in this case, I think they both look beautiful. In this generation, people pay attention a lot to beauty standards, looks, and appearance. It's everywhere in this world. They change all the time, but somehow they still manage to make us feel like we're falling behind. One day, it's about body shape. You have to have the perfect hourglass figure. You have to experience extreme dieting. Or you have to go to the gym every day to exhaust yourselves just because of that one post you saw on social media. about facial features. You have to have clear skin, no acne, and you have to waste all of your money just to buy skincare to make you look like in this generation. Or the next day, you have to have a sharp nose, or the other next day, you have to have straight, silk, luscious hair just to fit in the clean girl aesthetic. Basically, there's always something new that we have to worry about in this generation in order to fit in. And that's where the insecurity starts. Not in a big or dramatic way, but quietly. It starts showing up when you constantly scroll on, such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you name it. It all started from only one post of a girl. Then the next day, your Instagram feed keeps giving you more recommendations of the same girl. And you start to scroll and scroll and scroll, and it keeps getting more addicting. And this is the part where you start to compare yourselves with these girls. Why am I not as pretty as these girls? Or what can I do in order to look just like these girls? For me, it was my cleft chin. So basically, a cleft chin is a vertical chin that makes your chin look like a V or a Y shape. But if you look at me right now, it is not very visible, as you can see. Because for a scientific reason, it just started to become more invisible as I started to grow up. And a funny fact about my cleft chin is that I used to be so proud of having this feature, this facial feature, because I had a similarity with one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, and his name is Hamid, the one I showed you as a visual representation. So when I was younger, I used to constantly say to myself, like, oh, I have a similarity with one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. But some of you might think that this is a silly thing. But when I was young, this was really the reason why I was confident, and this really boosted my confidence. But as I start to grow older and older, I start to realize that this cleft chin wasn't really in the beauty standards. It wasn't in the trend. Apparently, you have to have a sharp jawline, if I'm not mistaken. And when I knew that fact, that is where I hit my rock bottom. But as I start to grow up more and become more mature, I start to realize one fact, that we, humans, we don't really have to fit in the trends. If you see a post on Instagram, for example, a pretty girl, then so be it. Because what really matters is what's on the inside, your real personality. In my opinion, there's really no use if you have the perfect facial features or you have the perfect dream body. But if you don't have a kind, caring, respectful, honesty, personality, then what's the use of all of those facial features? So everyone, the next time you see two women like this, maybe it's not deciding whether who looks more confident or who looks more attractive, because one picture can't really tell much about that person's real personality. These matter much more than looks, appearance. People are shaped by what they think, what they've been through, and how they deal with their insecurities. Because, really, in the end, someone's looks matter less than how someone sees themselves. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for your marvelous speech. Now, let us have one of our judges to give feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Miss Fiorentina.
Wow, Yandra. Well, this sergeant level, the challenge is for you to basically use the slide itself. And I can tell how professional you are in terms of handling the pointer. Like just now when you say social media and you click and it's social media. So it's like a very professional look in which shows that you really master the whole content of your slide. Plus this slide really have visual images because the function of this slide is for audience and you just keeps on going in terms of delivering the explanations. So we are more into you instead of the slide itself. That is something which is very important because you have to engage, right? The audience attention itself. So you have nailed that. The text in the slide also very less. So we don't really need like those slides, but we are really more into you.
Our ninth speaker is someone from the class of Athens. She is Andrea Tabitha Florencia Simatuma, and she will be talking about hope. So now, let us welcome Andrea Tabitha Florencia Simatuma on the stage.
Andrea Tabitha Florencia Simatupang. Hope. Andrea Tabitha Florencia Simatupang. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Good luck.
This is a paper crane, and this is a bag filled with 10 paper cranes. Now let me give you all a little math experiment, shall we?
Yeah.
Andrea has one bag filled with 10 paper cranes. She proceeds to make, let's say, 100 more of these bags, and each bag is filled with 10 paper cranes. How many paper cranes will Andrea end up with? The answer is simple, really. It's just 100 times 10 equals 1,000. So at the end of the equation, Andrea will end up with 1,000 paper cranes. Now that's an awful lot of paper cranes to have, isn't it? I mean, can you just imagine having 1,000 of the same item? To put it into perspective, imagine having 1,000 chairs in your house or having 1,000 chocolates and roses at your front door. Sure, it's romantic, but that's still a lot. And it's also funny to me because I basically just inserted myself into one of those unrealistic, funny math equations that you would find in elementary school. You know, the ones that go like, Jessica goes to the store and buys 500 gallons of milk. Now I have two questions. First of all, why does Jessica need to buy 500 gallons of milk? And second of all, why does Andrea want to hold 1,000 paper cranes? While I can't answer why Jessica would need to buy 500 gallons of milk, you'd have to ask her for that. I can answer why Andrea would want to hold 1,000 paper cranes. But before I answer that question, I would like to tell you more about paper cranes themselves. In Japan, paper cranes are called
she acted on her hope. You see, there's a Japanese tradition, a legend, called the Senbazu. Senba meaning 1,000, and Zuru meaning pray. And according to this legend, if you were to hold 1,000 paper cranes, you can make a wish. So to answer my earlier question about why in the world would Andrea want to hold 1,000 paper cranes, well, Andrea wants to make a wish. A wish too intimate that I don't want to tell, so I won't tell. But the reason why Sadako would want to hold 1,000 paper cranes is that she wanted hope. She wanted to make a wish. She needed hope that she would survive leukemia, that she would live the rest of her life without it. And that's what she did. In fact, Sadako Sasaki not only folded 1,000 paper cranes, she exceeded that amount. In her last days, Sadako ended up holding 1,300 paper cranes for a hope, for a wish that she would be healed from leukemia. On August 6, 1945, 70,000 people instantly died when an atomic bomb dropped in Hiroshima. But when you count the amount of people that survived the hit, but later on was diagnosed with stuff such as cancer and leukemia because of the radiation exposure, the total estimated amount of people that died is 200,000. And sadly, in 1955, at the age of 12, Sadako Sasaki became one of those victims, dying of leukemia. So what's the point? What's the point of hope in a hopeless situation? What's the point of holding 1,300 paper cranes just to die in the end? I think that's the wrong question. I think the question isn't whether or not did the paper cranes save her? No. I think the right question is who did she become when she was holding them? Because of Sadako, paper cranes became an international symbol of peace. Because of Sadako, people all around the world learned about Hiroshima. Because of her, people fold paper cranes not just for wishes, they fold for compassion, they fold for remembrance. Because of Sadako and her act of hope, the world changed. In our lives, we will face situations where hope seems meaningless, when trying your best just isn't enough. It's important to choose hope anyways, to choose kindness when bitterness would be easier, to just continue when quitting would be more logical, to choose hope anyways. Because hope isn't about escaping reality, it's about facing reality and still choosing to hold the next grade. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea, for your wonderful speech. Now, Andrea will be evaluated by Lieutenant General Aaron, and now you may be seated. And Lieutenant General Aaron, you may come to the stage.
Andrea, where are you, Andrea? Thank you. Andrea, I'm very jealous of you. Did you make that paper airplane by yourself? That just shows how bad I am in art, because I'm not capable of making that at all. And in school, I have a straight C in art. C meaning cannot be better. So, now, in your speech, I believe you had a very good stage mastery. In your speech, you moved part of your speech, which shows how incredible your stage mastery is. But moving a little too much can be a bit distracting for us audience. Maybe move around a bit, just part by part, point by point. Not in every part of your speech you move around. Not only will it make you feel more confidence, it can also help us to digest what you're trying to say. But your grammar, the grammar that you brought to the stage, is beyond certain level. It's no longer a certain level. There's more to a general level. Let's give a big round of applause to Andrea.
Also, let's give a big round of applause to Fatih. I am very sorry, Fatih, but congratulations for doing your first real stage today. Now, to help step up your speech even better, maybe try to slow down a little. Slow down. From what I heard, from what I feel that you were talking a little too fast. If you were to slow down a bit and put an emphasis on words, it can help us, again, digest what you're trying to say. And I strongly believe that there were too much information given in a short period of time. That's why I believe pausing can help you emphasize and help us, audience, digest what you were trying to say. So in conclusion, if you were to slow down a little bit and try to stop moving too much, then I believe you are no longer a surgeon, instead a general. Thank you. Thank you, Little General Aaron, for your evaluation. Now I would like to call Andrea to go back to the stage and receive some evaluation from Miss Lisa.
Hi, Andrea. What I'm just saying is that you took for the paper crane just now. Today I'm so lucky. We have 3 surgeons in this room, which like the objective of surgeon are using the media. And both of us enjoy those media. Music, slide, and also the props. Like complete surgeon level that did by today all the surgeon. I can sense just now when you deliver the speech, it's not a speech, but I'm attending a class with Miss Andrea Tabita. I'm just like listening a lecturer giving a very detailed informations. It's a very well done for you, Andrea, because there is just not an easy way. It's just like a lecturing class, philosophy of paper cranes. Like I just realized there are so many philosophy. Just like you mentioned, there's this story, and then you try to relate. At the end, oh, then I understand because you tell us about hope already. So I will just try to waiting that which part that you are trying to relate with hope. Even though that we know that paper cranes is like kind of so many symbolize it, but you make it a very clear point that the symbolize that you like to take is hope. Please keep it on your preparation as a speaker. Please keep it on. Doing any research as a speaker is very important. If you got chance to deliver kind of this speech, one thing Miss Lisa give you a chance, a tips. In a speaker, based on because you talk about theory, let me talk about the theory. Based on the theory that we use in the communications, Dr. Albert Merabian mentioned, 100% communication will deliver very well. Content, body language, and focal dynamics. The first point is body language 55%, focal dynamic 38%, and content, the word that you use is 7%. People will remember about the body language. So what this is, I can give you a tips is, just like what Aaron mentions, try to control, and your focal dynamics, this one I give you because just now the focal dynamics is, please make sure to pause. Pause. You may use like, just now, yeah, because the paper crane choose to hold, pause. Or maybe just now you said one word, hold. When you mention Horishima, la 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 la, bombing, la 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 la, you mention this word, is hold. After that, you continue. It's quite fast. Pause. Okay? Everything is great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lisa Chang. Now, Andrea, you may go back to seat and ring the bell, please.
Yeah.
That was easy. Now, before we move on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence. Now, our 10th speaker, who is someone from the class of El Dorado, is going to talk about small thing with a lot of function. Let us welcome Lieutenant Colonel Rebecca Florencia Sinega on the stage.
Rebecca Florencia Sinega, small thing with a lot of function. Small thing with a lot of function. Rebecca Florencia Sinega. Your time is 8 to 10 minutes. Good luck. Everybody, let's give a big round of applause for Rebecca.
So, today I will be selling things. And before I say it, I think you guys can Test. Test. Okay, sorry guys for the just now for the mic, but it's okay because at the end we still continue. And then the fourth way is we put both of them on the bottom. You see at the bottom part on the left, you can see we put it on the hip. So if you're jogging or we are running, it's only on the hip, so it won't move on our left or right. And sorry, I don't want to use it or else it will happen like this now. And I know it looks small, but why do you think I say small things with lots of function? It can fit a lot of things for your information. It can fit your phone. You see? You can fit your wallet. You can fit your makeup if you want. And you can also fit in your mini perfume. Everything fits. And it's still light. So you don't need to worry about it being too heavy. So this I really recommend because if, for example, I want to go to supermarket, I can go using this because it's small and I only go there for only a while, right? And it has two pockets. The first is the main pocket as I showed you before. The second pocket is at the bottom. It's actually a small pocket. So if you want to put like money or paper, for example, you can put it here. If you want to put receipt, drawing, or money, and if you're using paper wallet only, you can put it inside here. And you know, what's the best part about this product? It's 50% off for this week. So from 1 million rupiah become 500 rupiah only for this bag. Super cheap, right? Now, if you want to buy, you can go call this number 12345678990. I know it's a weird number, but it's okay. And you can also go to our website, which is www.reallygreenwebsite.com. And at there, you can see all of our products, and you can also see our other bags or our other products. And it's also free shipping, you know. So we can bring it to you for free. But not for the products free. You still need to pay for the product. Stop it, guys. So, what are you waiting for? Buy this and go to our website, or you can buy now. You can call our number, buy it from our website, which is, I will repeat again if you forget. I don't know how you will forget. But the number is 12345678990. And our website name is www.reallygreatsite.com. And at our website, you can see some amazing products from.
And now, Rebecca, you may go back to your seat. And now, Rebecca, you may go back to your seat. And I would like to call Lieutenant General Justin to deliver an evaluation to Rebecca.
Wow, 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 Rebecca, what an amazing product. Let's give a big round of applause. Wow. Rebecca, is this your first time selling this bag? Yeah, oh my god, it's really an amazing bag if you ask me. It has so many features. Let's get straight to the point. First of all, your slides were amazing. It highlights the key points, the key benefits of the bag. Next up, you showed a very good demonstration on stage. You showed each and every product's feature and make sure that everyone understands how to use it. That is what a good seller does. And I really appreciate you for doing this, as it actually makes me want to buy the bag, you know. You guys want to buy the bag? Yeah. And then next, you also did a nice connection and engagement. I remember once you did connect your speech to the first speaker's speech, which is a good way of getting engagement from yourself to the speaker, and it makes connection. And then next, you also create some amazing incentive to make customers buy even more. This is the good marketing trick made by lots of people, and I am so glad that you included this. And it makes sure that you actually want people to buy the product. Some things that you can improve to make sure you can do better is, first of all, as a good seller, we need to make a problem. One of the big ways sellers make sure that people want to buy the product is to make a problem so your product can solve it. For this bag, you can say that, do you have your bag is too big? Do you think your bag is too big? Or do you think your bag doesn't fit too much stuff? And then you present your product. That is the way to make a problem. And it makes customers want to buy your product more. And then next, it is to make sure at the end of your speech, you can ask the customers, who would like to buy this product? And it creates engagement within the customers and make sure that, oh, you can see how many people you have actually made and changed their minds. Overall, it was a really, really great speech you did. I definitely want to buy the bag in the future. You guys will definitely want to, right? Once again, amazing speech.
Thank you for your evaluation, Lieutenant General Justin. Now I would like to call Miss Pio for the evaluation for Rebecca.
Wow. Well, Rebecca, you have done a very great job in terms of selling things. I think this is how a salesperson going to sell things, really persuading, and then shows the whole demonstrations, just like what you did just now. The preparations that you have done, it is something which is very good, yeah, from the props and then the slide design, which is very simple. Despite there's technical error that happening, but you still can continue with a very relaxed way and just finishing the whole speech itself. For this kind of speech, the objective is for the selling, right? And you do really persuade everyone because of the features that it has already in there. So the way how you can tell the benefit of the bags, it's really, you have hooked us and made all of the ladies here would like to have one, right? At least we have one there. So what you can actually make it better is in the opening, instead of like asking people, do you know what I'm going to sell, right? It's better that you are going to tell like a problem from a role play. Because there are so many bags out there, but then what can you give the solution, right? So before you directly, okay, I'm going to sell a bag, and then this is the compartments, the features of the bag. Before that, let us know what should us actually have. Let's say in the beginning, you have those kind of props, the things inside of it, right? That you take out. Now, let's say you have it all in bunch, like holding it all, and then suddenly it drops. Role play, acting. And then you tell, what happened? All of my things all dropped, right? And then, I have a solution. There's this bag. Ta-da! You show it. So we can get the ideas, why should we purchase a bag? Right? Because we can also have a plastic bag, right? But why should we have that? Then that's the way how you can actually get into your whole presentations about the demonstrations and then having the price. So that's the only thing, just make a role play. Overall, very well done. Can we give a big round of applause?
Thank you very much, Miss Florentina. Now, Rebecca, you may sit down. Please ring the bell. That was easy. Now I would like to call back the Lieutenant General Aaron to be evaluated by Miss Lisa Chang.
Okay, Aaron. How's the feeling? It's great. Then this is the time that you evaluate for two speakers. When you got a chance to evaluate them, just now I saw that you bring some notes. Yeah, is it? You bring some notes. What you writing down in the notes? May I know? A lot of things. Very messy. Okay. So when you come to the stage, do you make into a point that you plan to tell about what is the things they need to improve or how? Okay. What is the things that I'm so proud with you? What the way that you see them is almost closely with the way how I see them as well, the speaker. Like just now in the first speaker, then you pay attention about the delivery, and then the second times you pay attention to the stage mastery and also about the focal dynamic, that the pace of the speech, right? Yeah, because you mentioned about the pace already just now, that's why I speak about pause. So this is a very nice way that you can try to see it with your helicopter view, not only one view. You understand helicopter view? You see it a very, not only one view, like, oh, this one is not nice, this one is not nice, but you see it more deep. One thing, why suddenly just now when you evaluate, is it Andrea? Fatih and Andrea, right? You evaluate Andrea, but suddenly you call Fatih. Oh, okay. Miss Lisa is wondering, Andrea, suddenly you also just directly to call Fatih. So you are going to use this moment to congratulate Fatih. It might be great not do this part in the middle of your evaluations, if you plan to do it so. Okay? If you plan to do it so, finish your evaluation. So today I got a chance, Lieutenant General's errands, then you got a chance to evaluate Andrea and Fatih. You conclude it by once more time as the evaluator. I use this moment to congratulate you, Andrea and also Fatih. Yeah, if you forgot just now in the beginning. But if can, don't also use Fatih. Just because Fatih passed already. Okay? That's passed already. The judges cannot call them back again. This is only my evaluations. Last but not least, please sharpening your delivery. Your content okay already, but the first time, the first statement, always looks nervous for that. So always looks nervous. The first statement only, but after you're on stage, 1 to 2 statement already, you're okay already. So control that, then keep having more stage time. Okay? Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Lisa. Now, Ellen, you may sit down. You may go back to your seat. And now let's call back Lieutenant General Justin to the stage, and he will be evaluated by Miss Fiorentina.
Right. Well, Justin, the way how you give the evaluation, it is something which is very great, because it's from the first you're on the stage, you're really having the whole excitement, the enthusiasm to have those vocal dynamics, which is really on point. So it's really going straight yet very powerful in terms of appreciating the speakers as well. So for this evaluation itself, the objective is to have the balance, provide balance, and then the constructive feedback. And whether did you do that? Yes. So you have actually nailed it in terms of giving the positive feedbacks to both of the speakers in a way that you also construct it with this structure, positive feedbacks, and then what else that need to be improved in a way that you also give some tips. Now, when you tell the tips, like just now, you can also like showing the steps on how to do it, so they can actually have the ideas. But from the way how you already construct the whole speech with the prep method as well, yeah, the 3+1 method, you did input it in the evaluations. Yeah? So just need to focus with what's the objective as well for the speakers. So it's gonna be even more effective towards them. Then they can actually bring home something which is very, very important from you. Okay, overall, very well done.
Thank you, Mr. Tina. Now, Sesi, you may go back to your seat. Before we go on to the next speaker, we would like to have 1 minute of silence.
Wow, Celestia. The real stage has almost come to an end, and this is our last speaker for today's real stage. And this is his final real stage too. Oh. Looks like someone almost graduate, yeah? Oh. Okay, without further ado, let us call General Josh Derripan.
Josh Derripan, how to be a professional public speaker, how to be a professional public speaker. Josh Derripan, your time limit is 10 to 15 minutes. The stage is yours. Good luck.
Good luck to you.
Good luck, General.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I want to ask you one question. Is being a public speaker easy? No. Are you sure?
Yes.
Guys, being a public speaker is easy. Why? Like, you just call a random person in the street and then you just call him or her to speak anything in the stage. And then done, public speaker. Yeah, I mean, if you define public speaker in that way, then yeah, that's easy. But what I mean by public speaker in this moment is a professional speaker. The way you deliver your speech effectively, professionally, and to connect with your audience. So, ladies and gentlemen, I, Josh Derripan, will be delivering a training about how to be a professional speaker. Now, being a professional speaker is a key, one of the most important key to be a successful speaker, a successful businessman or businesswoman. That's one thing. But if we think about being a professional speaker, how can I be a professional speaker? I mean, if I become a public speaker, then it's easy. Now, being a professional speaker requires keys to be one. So, ladies and gentlemen, here are keys to be a professional speaker. The first one, clarity. Now, if you're a speaker and I'm the audience, you lose trust from the audience. So when you don't have any confidence like this, you don't have anything to do, basically the audience will just feel like, oh, why would I listen to this speaker? He's not confident, he's not prepared, why should I listen? It's like that. So ladies and gentlemen, confidence is one of the most important key to be a professional speaker. Now, the third key is the authenticity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Did you guys ever hear of a speaker that speaks with authenticity? What I mean by authenticity means like they have their own way to express their own message. Do you guys ever hear of an MC that delivers a pantun? Oh, reminds me of someone. Some trainer. And that's one of the authenticity, what I'm talking here. So you don't, let's just say you don't FOMO, fear of missing out. So you express your own message with your own idea, not by following others. That's what I mean by authenticity. The last key is you build connection with the audience. So it's not about what you want to say to the audience. It's about what the audience want to hear. So, ladies and gentlemen, how to build connection with your audience? There's a lot of simple ways. You can ask audience a question, or maybe you can ask a story, an inspiring story if we're talking about inspirational speech. So the audience can feel inspired by your story. That's what I mean by connection. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've learned 4 keys to become a professional speaker. But without a great structure, a tall skyscraper wouldn't handle those weight. So, ladies and gentlemen, being a professional speaker needs a great structure. The first one is the hook. You want to hook your audience's attention. You want to build that momentum in the opening. By this hook, you can ask questions, you can give a hook, or you can even tell a story directly to gain the attention of the audience in the opening. This is very, very crucial for public speakers because, sometimes I feel really, really bored and very, very sleepy. But there's this one guy who's delivering a very, very good speech with a hook. When I was very sleepy, and then suddenly, that guy just said, give a hook, give a question, a story, a hook. I was like, ooh. I mean, you don't need to give a question or a story, or maybe you can just bring anything to the stage. Just like what our professional speaker in the morning session did, Richmond Ocean Sutilan, just wear a karate suit. I was like, wow. I mean, I was not there, but I was looking at the video. Wow. That is one of the professional way to deliver a hook to the audience. So the audience is like, what? Karate? So it's like that. Basically, hook is basically the crucial part of the opening to gain the audience's attention. The second structure is the message. So the message you want to deliver to the audience, you need to deliver it with clarity. So this message is, you should make it to the point so the audience wouldn't feel like, what message is this girl or guy is talking about? So message to the point. Done. And the third one is story. Now, professional public speakers usually use story to connect with the audience. Okay? And of course, more than 90% of great public speakers use story in their speech. Because why? Because story connects with the audience. The last structure is the call to action. Now, call to action here needs to be simple. Gentlemen? Yes. So you need voice. Gentlemen? Yes. So you need voice. Having a story, and there's a sad part, maybe you can lower down your voice so the audience can feel the sadness of the story. If you're happy, then just be happy. If you're sad, then be sad. So the second one is the body language. Okay? Now, some people say that action speaks louder than words. I mean, that's a different context, but in this context, it kind of works too. See, body language is called a language for a reason. Because if how you walk on the stage. How you walk on the stage, how you master the stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you one tip. Usually, I do the 3 side of groups. That's what it's called, apparently, because I don't have any idea to give it a name. So, what I mean by that is you divide the room into 3 parts. The left, the center, and the right. So, let's just say 5 seconds to the left, 5 seconds to the center, 5 seconds to the right. That's how I divide it. So, that is one of the 4 tips. And the last thing that most speakers forget when they get very, very nervous is who's the mic? Yeah. So, talking about nervousness, see, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that more than 50% of people in this world have, let's just say, a fear of talking in front of public rather than deaf? That is a very, very sad fact. But that's a fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to handle that nervousness because we can't hide that nervousness. To be honest, I'm really, really nervous in this stage. But how can I handle this nervousness? We cannot hide. Professional speakers do have nervousness, of course. Right, Miss Lisa? Right, Miss Vio? Of course, everyone. You cannot hide that because that is one of the things that you cannot control in your life. But thanks to this thing, which is called the box breathing, you can handle your nervousness. How? Is to inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and exhale slowly for 5 seconds. Now, I want ladies and gentlemen here to do the box breathing, to handle those nervousness. Maybe you have a problem in life, maybe you have a mistake, or even problems, big problems, or even you face rejections, yeah, you can use box breathing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do the box breathing together, okay? Let's inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 5 seconds. And exhale slowly for 5 seconds. How is it, ladies and gentlemen? Feeling better? Yeah. Feeling better, right? Because that is one of my techniques to handle those nervousness that I can't hide. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all already know the keys, the structure, the tips, the secrets to be a professional speaker. But that's the end of today's training. My name is Josh Derrickman, and I hope by today's training, I really, really hope that all ladies and gentlemen here can learn something today. My name is Josh Derrickman, and this is my training session.
Wow, thank you for your training, General Josh Derrickman. Now, let's have one of our judges here to give some feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Miss Misata.
Okay, thank you. Josh, okay, we focus on the topic as a kind of a training sessions. I'm so happy to see the slide. You put the SMLONE logo inside. It looks really professional, okay? Looks like this is like the slide that we are using in the company usually for the training. It's a very nice slide. Second part, which like Miss Lisa see, is not only about the slide. The topic that you bring is like the whole learning in SMLONE since your private level until your general level. You bring it into 10 minutes to 15 minutes slide. Like you remember every single things that maybe the trainer ever give you evaluations. I knew that being a speaker and being a trainer is quite different. Bringing a speech and bringing a training is also different. When we deliver a training, it's a training. So the audiences, they should be part of your sessions. They should put more sessions for the audiences. Which like just now Miss Lisa see, the topic is be a professional speaker. in the beginning, I couldn't find out like for what everyone listened for this. So you can relate to the audiences in the room because the project is you need to deliver the training for everyone in this room. So you need to know already who are the person will come to the room, a parents and a students. You can try to relate actually, like who are your audience? For example, like, well, today I saw so many moms, dads coming here. Being a professional speaker is not only on stage to be a professional speaker. When you listen and train by this, you also can apply this speech and this technique when you talk with your kids, blah, 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 it mentions that. And for all the students, the training as well in here, you came to SML1 to upgrading your skill. And today, we are going to learn how to upgrading your skill through the knowledge that I have learned so far for how many years, example. So to let the audience know that there is a relation between the speakers and the trainer. Because just now what Miss Lisa see as a speaker, okay, pass as a speaker. But this is kind of as a trainer. Because the clear goal that in here you need to include the practice to the audience. I find out the practice just now is the box breathing. If you want to be the practice in the box breathing, it might be related to conquer the audience, your nervousness. Is it? Then you can bring it more. You can then come. Let's do it together. So they see the example. Like just now box breathing. Okay, now inhale, exhale. After that, done. You get the points, right? It's too fast. You can bring them example, play with you. Okay? You can play with you. So there is an engagement. And then I think, but for overall, I like your slide. I like your material. All. I'm thinking like it's quite too deep. Within a 10 minutes, like what should bring on? The audience, they need to bring on from the topic that you bring. Because you only tell us how the box breathing. I'm checking, yeah? Box breathing purpose for what?
Controlling nervousness.
I check with the students as well. Okay, the box breathing is for what? Use your nervousness. Okay. What is it? Just controlling your nervous. Okay, nervous problem for stage fright. You get the points, right? So this is an example. It's just like can add more. I'm thinking for that how to add more. Yes, the practice. The practice. So all the theory should be related to practice. Maybe Miss Pio, you want to add some more?
Okay. So regarding to the activity, basically you made one activity is about that nervousness itself and handling the nervous through the breathing. So that's just counted as one activity in which you did it after 10 minutes of speech. So the whole 10 minutes, it means you are just making all of the audience having a bowl or empty glass to really get the whole information. Now, in which all of the human basically have limitations to remembering things. So what you can do after 3 minutes of explanation, then you can give one activity. And then the next 3 minutes have another activity. Probably Miss can show the slide. Yeah.
Next.
The previous one. Start from the beginning only. So beginning. Yes. Beginning.
This one.
Even like this one. Okay. Show the text. And the four text. Okay. Example like this one, you can engage with the audience. Correct. So you can ask. So these are the 4 tips on how to be a pro speaker. Let's say it together. The first one.
Clarity, confidence. That's called as a training.
Second, confidence. Third, authenticity. Fourth, connection. But then when you call us to say it out with you, you can also think of what movement. So we can actually relate and remember what we say. That's one activity. So with the other slide, which one that have information, you can also engage us again with some
So just let me conclude it. What you did just now, all the topic is all okay. It's only in delivery. You did it just now as a speaker. Like just after this. Okay, so we have learned there are 4 keys to be a speaker. You have asked them. Now we go to next forward. Next please. Contoh. Next. After we know the key, now let's practice together. The word you choose is different. Not as a speaker. You're not mentioning, you have to this, you have to this. But you engage them. Now we move to next. Let's relearn how to structuring your speech. Always need to know the audience is so important. So your opening should be hook the audience. Example, you can use questions, this, then you next, this. For example, next please. Okay. Remember about the message. Choose a statement of a message. What do you want to bring for the audiences? Like me today, I want everyone to be a professional speaker. Or maybe I want to ask Olivia, just now you deliver about this speech. What is your message? That's we call a training. And engage. That's, we train them so they understand, they follow it together. If you want to be a training. But overall, you did a very good job. Just see the score later on. Okay, so far okay. I'm so proud.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling now that the real stage is finally over? Oh, great. I'm sure all of you are relieved because we are too as an MC. Well, despite your nervousness just now, all of you did remarkably well.
I agree, Winston. All of you ate it. So congratulations for all the participants of Real Stage 47. Now, before we invite all the participants to the stage to receive the pin and certificate, we would like to invite Miss RL to announce a special offer.
Selamat siang Papa dan Mama sekalian. Siang. Perkenalkan, saya dengan Christina yang dikenal sebagai Miss Aurel dari cabang Tritura, itu Customer Relationship Officer. Seperti yang kita ketahui, SML memiliki 3 cabang, yaitu apa saja? Yaitu kita ada cabang pertama ada di Center Point, yang biasa Papa Mama kenal dengan Miss Jovita, dan ada saya Aurel di cabang Tritura, dan ada juga dengan cabang Cemara Asri itu dengan Miss Sophia. Untuk hari ini kita telah melakukan kegiatan real estate. Mungkin dari Papa Mama belum ada yang beberapa yang belum mengenal itu apa sih real estate. Namun sebelum itu, mari kita berikan tepuk tangan yang luar biasa kepada peserta hari ini. Terima kasih. Jadi apa sih itu real estate? Real estate adalah ujian kenaikan level yang secara reguler untuk SML lakukan kepada anak-anak untuk memastikan semua anak memiliki pengembangan. Untuk real estate, setelah kita selesai real estate, ketika selesai, apa sih yang akan didapatkan anak? Yang pertama adalah sertifikat dan PIN kenaikan level. Setelah ini untuk di sesi terakhir, anak-anak akan maju satu-satu untuk menerima sertifikat dan PIN kenaikan level. Serta anak-anak akan mendapat report real estate. Jadi Papa dan Mama boleh nanti untuk dicek untuk ini dari tim training akan mengirimkan melalui via email dalam kurun waktu 7 hari bekerja. Jadi nanti Papa dan Mama bisa mengecek apa sih hasil dari real estate anak-anak pada hari ini. Untuk melalui progres, sebelum anak-anak memulai kelas itu dikenal sebagai link report untuk anak-anak. Jika Mama cek link tersebut, nanti akan ada link weekly report. Jadi Papa dan Mama bisa mengecek progres dan perkembangan anak-anak itu di setiap pertemuan melalui link tersebut. Serta juga akan ada namanya video progres. Jadi Mama tidak hanya melihat sebagai tulisan untuk report, namun ada namanya video progres anak-anak ketika mereka tampil di dalam kelas sebagai speaker maupun dan lainnya. Dan juga kita ada namanya pendalaman oleh homeroom. Setelah itu ada parents trainer meeting. Jadi akan ada pertemuan antara guru dengan orang tua yang kita lakukan secara berkala. Yaitu adalah 4 bulan sekali. Nah, untuk ini kami sangat menyarankan ya Papa dan Mama bisa mengikuti. Kenapa? Disinilah nanti kita akan bertemu langsung dengan trainer di dalam kelas untuk live coaching. Benar, dan tidak lupa juga approval dari trainer di dalam kelas. Untuk menunjang kegiatan tersebut, Papa dan Mama diwajibkan untuk memiliki buku ke level berikutnya. Jadi khusus hari ini kita sedang ada promo Papa dan Mama, yaitu di mana untuk buku satu setnya itu dari harga normal 600.000 menjadi 500.000 khusus payment hari ini. Nanti saya sebagai owner akan bantu di lantai 1. Mungkin dari Papa Mama sekalian belum terlalu mengenal apa sih program yang ada di SMLONE. Jadi kita bukan hanya untuk program anak-anak saja, tapi ada juga untuk profesional dan adults atau dewasa. Kita mulai dari program anak-anak itu ada kelas 1 SD sampai 2 SD seperti biasa yang kita sebut apprentice class, dan ada orator society junior itu dari kelas 3 sampai 6 SD, dan ada orator society youth itu adalah SMP dan SMA. Sebenarnya SMLONE bukan hanya tentang public speaking atau skill komunikasi. Kita juga mempelajari basic manner untuk anak-anak. Dan juga untuk yang profesional itu kita ada speaking arena untuk reguler, dan ada juga public speaking untuk pemula yaitu sebagai workshop 1 hari. Nah, di sini akan ada corporate training. Itu adalah training untuk perusahaan. Siapa tahu nih Papa Mama membutuhkan training dalam perusahaannya, kita bisa melakukan training corporate dari SMLONE. Dan untuk referral sebenarnya sudah sangat familiar ya Papa dan Mama. Namun di sini, jadi Papa Mama jika merekomendasikan SMLONE kepada siapapun ataupun itu kerabat, teman atau saudara, kita ada referral diskon yaitu hingga 200.000. Jadi Papa dan Mama yang mengajak dan yang diajak juga masing-masing mendapatkan hingga 200.000 potongan secara langsung. Jadi jika Papa dan Mama ada pertanyaan lebih lanjut mengenai apapun, mengenai progres ataupun program kita, jangan sungkan untuk menghubungi kami Customer Relationship Officer itu di ada 3 cabang. Ada dengan Miss Jovita, ada Miss Sophia, dan ada saya di Aura di cabang. Untuk itu saja dari sekian informasi yang kami berikan, terima kasih.
Thank you, Miss Aura, for the announcement. Now we would like to call Miss Lisa Chang to come to the stage and present the certificate and the pin.
And now we would like to call the participants to come up to the stage, taking turns. If you hear your name being called, please go up to the stage to receive your certificate and pin.
Sergeant Olivia Noah. Sergeant Rachel Natania Christine Situmora. Mika.
Lieutenant Colonel Diandra Ezra Nori Simatupang. Lieutenant Colonel Andrea Tabita Florencia Simatupang. Colonel Rebecca Florencia Sirega. General Justin Maxwell. General Aaron Goldwyn Samara. Last but not least, General Jos Derek Pearl.
Thank you, Ms. Cardina. You may return to your seat.
We would like to once again congratulate and thank all of our trainees for their participation, our judges, who I'm sure have given feedback that will improve each of the speakers and the audience, our dear parents and friends who've come here to support us.
We appreciate every single moment we have spent with everyone, and we will always remember this as our most memorable memory. I'm Colonel Sesi
And I'm Lieutenant Colonel Winston Hubert.
Thank you, and see you at the next event.
Dear parents, please scan the barcode here to give some feedback so SMLONE can be better, because we believe that feedback is the key to be a champion. Let's repeat one more time. Feedback is the key to be a champion. Before we end this session, we would like to invite all participants and judges to come to the stage so that we all can take photos together.
And also don't forget to bring your certificates as well.
Yeah, let's have a picture together. Yes. And then we have Miss Getsa. You can join us for more. Yep. Miss, aku kasih tips.
I think the girls can be in front, so the boys can go. Boys can go to the next part. Second row. Yeah. I think you guys will understand and go down special. Olivia. Yes. You can go.
give your best smile in 3, 2, 1.
Cheers.
Okay. Now with the trainers, Miss Lisa and Miss Vio.
I think because I have this guys only, probably you guys can join us photo.
Don't forget to give your best smile in 3, 2, 1, and say cheese. Cheese. Cheers.
One video SMLONE.
Okay. Yo,
SMLONE.
making you better you. Everybody, please be seated, including the judges and the leaders.
MC take picture first. Share alami.
Dear participants, now as the see you at the next event.
Di atas dulu. Sharks and ninjas? Shark, no, okay. Carnivores now.
You still need 5 more. Yes, 5 more. Come on, guys, 5 more. Hi. Triceratops already, right? Hi. 4.
Itu kayak memang jokes banget. You still have your potensi. Cuma itu ya tadi ada engage aja, activity aja. Pokoknya pulang kita belajar sesuatu. Kayak self defense gitu. I still remember Clarice teach us yoga. Ya udah, itu cuma yoga lagi. Nah, example gitu doang. Karena memang ketika kita train, ada sifat as a speaker, karir, deg-degan. Nah, itu langsung bisa. Oh iya, iya. Harus gimana jadi pemimpin kalau jadi profesional ya? Jadi aku memfokuskan. Jadi maksud Pak harus jadi sekarang hari ini kita fokus kepada talent. Itu lagi. Boleh ya, challenge ini kayak terus ya. Even the best can be karena bisa sebenarnya, tapi mungkin belum memahami arti sebuah training. Training style. So next time you do training itu seminar juga beda. Kalau seminar kalau sudah pas seminar paham kan?
Ini 48 ya guys.
If you master, you become professional speaker, but you don't know like the main point of the session.
Ya, dan you see. Jadi kayak bilang, lu profesional kan? Jadi lu semua banyak. Tapi sebenarnya secara general, ya orang biasanya udah tahu. Cuman karena SMLONE objektif adalah who is will do the training? The champion of best ever one.